If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I'm the outreach coordinator.
And it's down the road we go. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 26th day of July, 2023. Apple Sox win, Mariners win, and maybe you can win too. It's Winning Wednesday. After a 1-week hiatus, because I was off last week, Winning Wednesday is back on this 26th day of July. And thanks to Jim and the crew out in Moses Lake, it is getting that time of the year again, folks. It's getting to be fair time. And look what I got. I got 10, count them, 10 individual day passes to get you in any day you want to go, or more than one day if you want, to the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. This year's theme, sow it, grow it, show it. I think I rented that movie the other day. The 2023 Grant County Fair. We'll be visiting with Jim, by the way. We're going to head out to Moses Lake next week, or in a couple of weeks, to visit with Jim and get you ready for the Grant County Fair. And they gave us a whole bunch of these babies. Now, these are individual day passes. You can use them any day you want, and there are 10 of them. So you can use all of them in one day. You can take you and 9 of your friends and do the thing, or you can take you and 8 of your friends and one person you don't much care for, or you can save a couple for another day or a couple for another day. I don't know. There are 10 of them, and you can use them any day you want or all in one day. It doesn't matter to me. You get all kinds of different options. Individual day passes, 10 of them going to one person to the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. It's the 15th through the 19th of August. You want to go to the fair and get in the door on us? winner@ncwlife.com. You got to email me. That's how this works. You know that. winner@ncwlife.com. Send in your email. There are some rules, and I think you know what they are by now. Employees of local telecommunications, solely on broadcasting, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Casey, you can't win because you work here. Sorry about that. And if you don't enter, you can't win. So that's probably the most important rule of all. If you decline to enter the contest, you are automatically eliminated, kind of like the lottery. You got to play the lottery to win $1 billion. 10 individual day passes for any day you want or multiple days to get in the gate at the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. Get your emails in. I'll give you a few more reminders, and I'll do the winner a little bit later on today. Winning Wednesday is back. It was a beautiful day yesterday, 79. My air conditioner actually automatically turned itself off. I have it set to a certain temperature like most people do, and it hasn't done that in about a month. And it's going to be fairly pleasant for the next couple of days, and then we're going to start cooking up. We're going to start heating up. Forecast details are on the way, as they always are. Also, in news, another busy day in the bullpen. We'll let you know what happened on Tuesday. It was a lot. In sports, as I mentioned before, the Mariners won an exciting game, come from behind. Apple Sox never trailed and defeated the Bells from Bellingham, a game we televised last night. This team is smoking hot. I don't know what Coach Darlington has got this team going with, but keep up the good work, Mitch. And speaking of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, broadcasting voice of the Apple Sox, will be my guest in the back half of the program on this Winning Wednesday. Let's start our tour with our cameras around the valley, from behind my shoulder to in front of your screen. Not a cloud to be had. It was a beautiful day at the ballpark last night. Just perfect. Big crowd, too. People are really hopping on board this Apple Sox bandwagon, and why not? Everybody likes to follow a winner, right? There it is, the Wenatchee Valley on a very pleasant morning. Days are getting shorter. Sunrise this morning was at 5:32. Sunset tonight, 8:42. Tomorrow, sunrise will be 1 minute later, and sunset will be 1 minute earlier. But 79 degrees, that's all we got to. And as far as I'm concerned, that was about as perfect as it can get with a nice light breeze. A gorgeous day today. Yesterday, it's not going to be too bad at all today. The real heat's not going to come until the weekend, but it is on the way. Let's head on up to Lake Wenatchee and check out that camera from Nanapoc Ridge. And we're going to give you two different views of Lake Wenatchee. We'll show you that in a little bit. But there's the lake. Fish Lake is way off to your right there, and you can actually see the airstrip too in Dirty Face Mountain. So that's one side of Lake Wenatchee. Here's the other side, and there are the fishermen. You want to count the boats? I'm guessing about 100. They all congregate at the very top of the lake where the two rivers flow in, because they have opened up sockeye season 1 hour before sunrise this morning. And if previous years indicate, first of all, it's a madhouse of boats out there, so don't get your lines tangled up with anybody else. And second of all, it won't take long for the fishermen to limit out. But look how many boats are at the top of Lake Wenatchee. They started it today. That's fast action too, folks, and big fish. A lot of fun. Great view from our Two Rivers camera there. And Jump Off Ridge pointing not towards the Wenatchee Valley. We use this camera quite a bit normally, and we zip it around 180 degrees. You see the valley from the very fringe of Jump Off Ridge. We have it turned around the other way, kind of towards the Columbia Rivers down there, Spanish Castle, out towards the Palisades. So that's our Jump Off Ridge camera, but we have it pointed in the other direction, just to point things in the other direction. Mix things up a little bit, try and do what we can. A gradual warming trend is coming our way after the last couple of days of cooler than normal temperatures and breezy conditions. There's a couple of little troughs that are just kind of hanging around out there, but they're not really affecting anything a great deal. Things are going to get back up to normal temperatures. Now, normal being 90 degrees. That's going to start happening by around Friday. So it's going to be a nice gradual warming trend. And when there's a big ridge of high pressure that's moving up from the Four Corners area, going to go up through Nevada and up eventually towards our way. Once it comes, it's going to sit. And we're going to have a very long, extended period of sunny, hot, dry weather with absolutely no rain, and boy, do we need rain. We'll talk about that in the news. From the National Weather Service, it looks something like this. 84 today, very pleasant, perfect day. Just skip work. Go out and do the loop or just do something. It's just too darn nice to be inside with that kind of day today. 59 for the overnight low, a couple of degrees warmer. On Thursday, nice light breeze on Thursday. Friday, not bad. Starting to get a little on the warm side on Saturday, and I think we can safely call it hot by the time we get to Tuesday. This dome, this is going to be a big one. It's going to be well entrenched by about Saturday, and there's nothing that's going to knock it out of position. So get ready. If you really like to get outside but not get too sweaty and enjoy beautiful weather without being oppressive heat, next 3 days look pretty good, and actually not a bad weekend as well before it gets downright hot. Early part of next week. It is still July. It is 7 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. You can take a break if you want, but join me in 2 minutes and we'll have the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Pybus Public Market is on the move to make parking, dining, shopping, and events an even better experience for our community. Check out the progress that has already been made towards the revitalization. The West Side project is well on its way, but we need your help to get over the finish line. All donations are greatly appreciated and can be made online at our website or in person at the business office. We want to thank those who have already partnered with us. You are helping make the place we love a better place for our community to meet.
Hit the open roads this summer with Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake during the Great American Sales Event. The best brands, Grand Design, Flagstaff, Thor, SMC trailers, and more. Over 1,000 RVs. Payments as low as $240 per month. $240 down. 0 payments until 2024. Up to $4,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Plus, get a Traeger grill and Yeti cooler with purchase during the Great American Sales Event. Now at the Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake, off I-90 on North Frontage. Hurry in today.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new mid-size Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
Just about 10 minutes after the hour, 61 degrees, bountiful sunshine, nice light breeze, mid-80s. Enjoy, going to be really nice. Next 3.5, 4 days, and then we start heating up as we welcome August. Let's start with this story. A former Wenatchee school teacher pled guilty yesterday morning to a sex offense against a minor just as his trial for a more serious felony was set to begin. The jury had nearly been picked, and when that happened, 62-year-old Joe Vincent Ells of East Wenatchee entered a plea in Chelan County Court to one count of communicating with a minor for immoral purposes. Ells admitted kissing the child victim, who was the daughter of a friend, when she was about 7 years old. He was originally charged with child molestation, and he took the plea to avoid trial of the more serious charge. He now faces a possible 6-month jail term. He'll be sentenced by Judge Travis Brandt next month. The mayor of Aniat is withdrawing his attempt to be re-elected this year. Mayor Mike Buckingham says he is dealing with some physical issues and that needs his attention. And despite filing to run again a couple of weeks ago, he will finish out his single term at the end of this year. And that leaves his declared opponent, Aniat Chamber of Commerce Chair Renee Swearingen, as the only candidate to head up the Riverside city of about 1,400 people. Their race doesn't appear on the current primary ballot, then it will be on the general election come November. Buckingham defeated incumbent Mayor John Alt back in 2019. The next mayor will have to help steer the proposal among a number of proposals. They want to build a new city hall and a new community center in Aniat. Wenatchee Valley's 911 agency has been looking for a new home, and well, they're going to have to look a little longer now. Rivercom had been considering the Confluence Technology Center out in Old Station as a possible new headquarters, but Rivercom board members learned last week that the building cannot be retrofitted to appropriate earthquake-resistant standards. Buildings that host essential services like emergency dispatch have to meet high design standards to ride out a major quake. They can't go down. The chairman of that board, Chelan County Commissioner Tiffany Garing, said, well, we'll have to explore more options. Okanogan County is one of 12 counties affected by a drought emergency that was declared by the Washington State Department of Ecology. The department said the declaration comes after early snowmelt, a lack of spring rain, and low stream flows in those counties. A drought is declared in our state when there is 75% of normal water supply and a risk of undue hardship, and the emergency allows the Department of Ecology to process emergency water rights and emergency transfers. The U.S. Bureau of Reclamation has prorated junior irrigation districts east of the Cascades to 72% of their full entitlement, and that means, among other impacts, that cherry trees may not be watered post-harvest, which is about now, and farmers not planting in fields as they usually would at this point of the season. The rest of the state remains under a drought advisory issued by the Department of Ecology. That happened earlier this month. Chelan County Commissioners yesterday signed a letter addressed to Kristen Bale. She is the supervisor of the Okanogan-Wenatchee National Forest. There's an issue with the trailhead parking in the enchantments. You've probably heard about this. Parking access for hikers trying to reach the high alpine lakes like Kolchuk Lake have become clotted in recent years. Chelan County rescue agencies were sent to help 27 backcountry hiking parties last year alone. 4 fatalities among those. The crowded parking area sometimes limits the ability of emergency vehicles to get where they need to go. The county's letter seeks to build a working group to address that problem.
We did co-author a letter in support of looking at the Kolchuk trailhead parking area and the, like you say, the loving it to death idea. And the excessive parking going on outside of the trailhead. Once the trailhead parking lot is full, then that just spills out onto the single lane Forest Service road that, needs to be used for first responders going in to get the people that aren't really ready for that difficult of a hike. And, I don't know if it's part of the ambassador program. We start teaching people this trail requires more than a water bottle and tennis shoes. And to try to cut down on some of the services that are needed for the search and rescue, getting people out of there that just really were not prepared for that difficult of a hike. So we sent support with the Sheriff's Department to send a letter to the Forest Service to say, hey, it's time for all of us to put our heads together and see if we can come up with some solutions, especially for that one trailhead where a lot of the search and rescue tends to, begin. And how do we get rescue vehicles in there? Those wide body vehicles that have to come in have a difficult time when the parking lot's full and the road is full as well. So granted, it's a Forest Service road and it's a Forest Service issue, but we end up footing the bill for these search and rescue operations that go in. And that's definitely a strain on the other taxpayers that don't necessarily use it or are prepared to be in our wild areas. So that was a letter that we just penned this morning so that we can send off and support.
Finally, on this Wednesday, 31 Chelan County small businesses received grant funding to help them with the recovery from the pandemic. The Washington State Department of Commerce dispersed about $79 million to businesses like hotels and restaurants in 37 of the 39 counties in this state. It's called the Washington Hospitality Grant Program. In Chelan County, recipients included the Red Lion Hotel, the Walkabout Grill in both Wenatchee and Leavenworth, and the Harmony Meadows Tennis Resort in Manson. Amounts ranged from about $1,000 to over $155,000. The idea is to aid in any operational challenges that continued after the pandemic. Commerce awarded every eligible business that actually applied for the grant. That's the news at 16 minutes. After the hour, the news will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV. If you want to watch it on TV, 5, 6, and 10. If you want to watch it on the internet whenever you want to, you can watch it on the internet whenever you want to. We'll have our news up and running right around 5 o'clock each weeknight on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page, and on our homepage. And if you have a news tip, get a hold of us. There's always something going on around here, more and more every day. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners win in exciting fashion. Apple Sox just keep right on winning. Baseball takes center stage. Oh, and a certain professional football team goes back to work today, too. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local event broadcasts. JDSA Law has been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, your risks, and your accomplishments. JDSA Law supports the TV broadcasts of these local community events.
Hi, everybody. Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble. from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
19 minutes after the hour, Julio Rodriguez, 2 home runs, and the Mariners come back from a 4-run deficit, knocked off the Twins last night. 9-7, the Twins jumped all over Seattle starter George Kirby for 4 runs in the first inning before the Mariners could even bat. That start came in the form of a jolt from Seattle's all-star center fielder.
Julio batting in the 5-hole for the first time, and there's a rocket! Deep left! Goodbye! Second deck, Julio with a home run. His 15th, RBI number 52. Nicely done there. This is the site where he got his first big league hit. He homered Saturday, and that was his first home run since 24th of June. Good to see him get back on the train right there.
This down the line off the bat of Castro, and that's a fair ball. It's in play. To third, Kepler is going to be waved around, and the throw to the plate, not in time. Willie Castro with a double, driving in another run.
Pretty well hit, deep left center field. Really well hit, really well hit. It's gone. Cade Marlowe, his first major league home run, comes on Tuesday, July 25 of 2023. Well done, young man. Second home run hit tonight by the Mariners. It's a 5-2 game, so back-to-back days with Knox. How about the Apple power there? That's impressive.
Right center field. Deep enough to score Castro from third, and Solano off the bench gets the job done.
There's a gapper, and he gets down. JP walks home. Gino coming to third. Cal in with an RBI double. And here come the Mariners in the 8th inning. Up the middle. Oh, boy. The run's going to score. Thought that had a chance to get through. Farmer makes the play. Infield ground out RBI for Teo. Hit well right field deep. Looking up. That baby's gone. Julio Rodriguez ties this game up with a 2-run shot. And the Mariners are having a bountiful 8th inning. Julio's second home run tonight. 16 on the season. New ball game here in Minneapolis.
102 off the bat, and he goes the other way. It's a fastball at the top of the zone. 368 into the right field seats, and he gets every bit of that.
Past the diving third baseman. Here comes Marlowe. Flying his wand. JP limping into third. And RBI, 2 RBI double by Eugenio Suarez, and the Mariners have an 8-6 lead. Just kept it fair. Couple RBI for Gino. He's got 60.
Great at bat right here. Gets 2 strikes and then able to get the ball by the diving Ortiz. Dave Marlowe scores easily from third, and then Golden Wong able to score from second.
Fly ball. That should be, well, it's going to be medium center field. Taylor. JP, he's going to try to score. The throw is offline. He's going to score standing up.
High fly to left field. Way back and gone. Michael A. Taylor brings the Twins back to within 2. On the bench all night long, put into the game for defense, and he provides some offense.
Important guy and a big guy to get Kirilloff. This will do it as Marlowe settles under. The Mariners win this game.
Manager Scott Service afterwards said it was all about the bullpen and the bats to bail out George Kirby.
We've jumped on his back many a game. Tonight they jumped on him. You know, they've just seen him recently. You know, made a couple mistakes early in the game in the first inning. They jumped on him. You know, to his credit, he hung in there just to get through 4 innings, and he was willing to take the ball to go out there in the 5th. We just thought, you know, he really hasn't had a blow. He pitched in the All-Star game, and it's been constant. You know, opportunity to go to the bullpen, and you know, when you come from behind in a game like that, it's your bullpen's ability to keep it there, and for the most part, we did.
Mariners and Twins play the rubber game with their 3-game series. It's a morning affair. 10:10. You can watch it on Root Sports Northwest. Wild game in Detroit last night. The Tigers scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. And then the Angels win it in the 10th on Mike Moniak's RBI double, 7-6, the final. Mitch Garver's 2-run home run at the top of the 9th made it close, but Houston held on to beat Texas 4-3 at Minute Maid Park. Martin Maldonado and Kyle Tucker each homered for the Astros. And Mike Yastrzemski's RBI double in the bottom of the 8th was the difference. The Giants, San Francisco edging Oakland in the Battle of the Bay, 2-1. The Seahawks begin their 14th season under the helm of Coach Pete Carroll and General Manager John Schneider. It's back to work in Redmond today. Buzz of excitement over, well, an unexpected playoff run a season ago. A great rookie class is back for their sophomore season. A promising offseason with a strong draft. Big-time acquisitions. Seahawks start training camp. Today they were 9-8 last year and went to the playoffs under Geno Smith. The Hawks are set to play a mock game. A mock game. I think that's when the Seahawks offense and defense go out in the field and hurl insults at each other. I don't know what a mock game is. And then they host the Vikings in a preseason game on August 10th. Apple Sox win again, and then they won again, and then they won again. You can make it 7 consecutive league wins, 11 in a row at home, 5-1. Last night, Frankie Carney and Carson Oland contributed mightily in the top 2 batting positions. Wenatchee got out to an early 2-0 lead in the first. They'd had 3 more in the 7th and got great relief pitching from Evan Canfield in the wind. Eric Granstrom and Brandon Schmitten with the call last night right here on the NCAA Live channel.
Now Nick Putnam with a count in his favor at 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch swung on and a broken bat. This is going to be an interesting play for the second baseman. In fact, the right fielder should have called for it. He doesn't, and the ball falls in, and a run's going to score. Second baseman Yoshida is kind of playing towards the bag at second, so there's a big gap over there. This pitch swung on, and good. How about finding a gap in center field for an RBI single? Beautifully struck ball by Witten. Give him an RBI. A lot of our prep work done for the broadcast here tonight. This pitch bounces in, goes off the catcher's shin guard, I think, and goes all the way up the third baseline. So a run will score on the wild pitch here. The pitch on the way. Curveball there we go. Hit the right field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Moving from second to third on the play will be Sebastian David. The Apple Sox lead it 3-1. He runs.
That was a good jump, too.
Pitch is swung on, a hit in the air to left field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Runner's going to score. And around to third base, who was going on the pitch is Carson Oland. The runner's going to score as the throw got away from the second baseman. Standing tall on the mound for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. The pitch is swung on and grounded to the first baseman. Canfield will field his position, and he will get the win for Wenatchee tonight over the Bellingham Bells by a score of 5-1.
After the game, Eric caught up with Coach Mitch Darlington and the winning pitcher, Evan Canfield, after that nice 5-1 victory.
You know, early in the game, we had a few base running miscues. You know, a first and third, guy runs, guy at third takes off, gets caught. You know, just some bonehead stuff there early that we didn't cash in on. But yeah, like our lineup, the way we were resilient and able to score a few late in the game and secure a win.
Well, how about having Cam Hoyland back in the lineup, and he comes through for you big time tonight, and that's a fun story.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I tell people, there's 3 rosters in this league, man. There's your early June roster with your 10-day contracts. There's full season guys, and then your late July, early August, where we're getting to now, where guys are departing every other day, and you're bringing back some old faces and some new faces. And so it was fun to see Cam back in a Sox uni and put on a show for our fans tonight, for sure.
Well, meanwhile, you got a guy coming out of the bullpen who's just been doing great things for you all summer long, and nice to have a guy like Evan Canfield come in and just put it to rest and just squelch any offense they had.
Yeah, Canfield, I mean, he's been nails for us the last 2 summers, man. He just thrives in that role. He's a kid that doesn't really feel the pressure. He just kind of embraces it. And again, yeah, another gutsy performance by him going, I think it was 5 strong innings. So really proud of his performance tonight.
Evan, congratulations, 5 1/3 and goose eggs up there. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels great. Just filling up the zone so me and the boys can get the win today.
Talk about that for you, and you're not, you know, you're used to coming in out of the bullpen now for Wenatchee, no matter what the circumstance is. What's your attitude and your mindset when you come into a game?
We just got to have a mindset of filling up the zone. That way your people behind you can make plays and hopefully come out with the W.
How about playing in front of a good crowd here tonight? It seemed to get you juiced up a little bit, especially in that 9th inning.
Oh, it's awesome. The crowd is awesome. They're super loud and keep the fans and the players in the game, and it just makes the game so much more fun.
Wenatchee and Bellingham, game 2 tonight, 6:35 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Go to the ball game. If you can't, tune in on Sunny FM with our good buddy Joel Norman. All right, scoreboard from our friends at Les Schwab. So Wenatchee reduces their magic number to 1 to clinch a playoff spot, but they didn't get any help from Kelowna last night because Nanaimo kept their slim playoff hopes alive. They beat the Falcons 3-2. Other West Coast League play last night. Victoria shuts out Kamloops 2-0. That sounds like a cereal, doesn't it? I'll take a big bowl of Kamloops. Edmonton blanked Port Angeles 2-0. Cowlitz and Ridgefield split a doubleheader. Black Bears won the opener. The Raptors won the nightcap. Yakima Valley ended Corvallis' 12-game winning streak. Beat the Knights in 12 innings, 5-4. And Springfield edged Portland 5-4. Walla Walla beat Bend 6-2. The standings. Wenatchee's lead in the North continues to be 2 games in front of Victoria. Kelowna 3 games back after their loss last night. Nanaimo 6 games out at 7-9. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this Wednesday, 26th day of July, for the obscure holiday I could have chosen, but did not. National Bagel Fest Day, National Coffee Milkshake Day, it's National All or Nothing Day. But today we celebrate all you aunts and uncles out there. I did the math, and it is, I got a lot of siblings, and they have kids, and their kids have had kids, and on down the line. It's National Aunt and Uncle Day. I have 8, I may be wrong. It's easy to lose track. I believe I have 18 nieces and nephews and 14 grandnieces and nephews. I don't know. We may have added a couple since the last time I checked. It seems to happen to the Kuntz family. Aunts and uncles are cool. I mean, we get the cool part of adulthood when it comes to interacting with our nieces and nephews. You know, and we all have I think everybody, you know, a cool uncle or an awesome aunt. Uncles are important for useful advice. I've given lots of great advice to my nieces and nephews, and they still speak to me anyway. They help out the parents. I've done this on any number of occasions when I have a chance to. You know, if one of my brothers and sisters or one of my nieces or nephews want to go out on the town, I say, I'll take care of the kid for the night, because that's the kind of thing you do. So, a lot of scientists believe, by the way, that having an extended family is beneficial to children. Exposes them to different things and different viewpoints and ideas. I'm all for that. To all of my nieces and nephews out there, this is your Uncle Dan saying, be good. Let's move forward today to today in history. We'll show you the state flag, give you a minute to see if you can figure it out. There it is. We always do states when they enter the Union. I'll give you a hint. It's the 11th state, so it was one of the original 13. New York. New York State ratifies the Constitution on this date in 1788, 235 years ago today, and joins the Union as the 11th state. It was George Washington who gave New York State the nickname the Empire State, because he said New York City, specifically the port of New York City, is the seat of the empire, and he was right about that. New York, ironically enough, New York was the only colony back in 1776 not to vote for independence. It wasn't like they weren't for it. They were 100% for going to war with Great Britain and earning our independence. But the delegates sent to the convention in 1776 weren't authorized to vote. So basically you could show up and sit, but you can't participate. Anyway, 44% of the state of New York lives in New York City alone, and 25% of those live in Brooklyn and Queens. So 25% of the entire population of the state of New York lives in about 93 square miles. That's pretty remarkable. And of course, New York is the only state that borders the Atlantic Ocean on one side and the Great Lakes on the other, which is why New York was such an important state in the early years of this union and remains so today. Happy birthday to New York State. 2 big-time acts signed into law by Harry Truman 1 year apart. Happy birthday to the Department of Defense, the Central Intelligence Agency, the United States Air Force. Before this date, in 1947, the United States Air Force was part of the Army. Now it became its own independent branch of the service. The Joint Chiefs of Staff, the United States National Security Council. After the war, it was like the defense, we need to do something. So one singular Department of Defense with different branches inside of it, all signed into a law. The National Security Act of 1947 signed into law on this date 76 years ago today. Harry Truman needed the Congress to do that. The next year, he didn't need anybody to do this. He could do this on his own because he was the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and he said, "We are done with segregation in the armed forces. There were too many African-American soldiers returning home from World War II, going back home to their homes in the South and then being lynched." And he said, "We can't be doing this anymore." 75 years ago today, Executive Order 9981, one of the most significant acts that a president can do on his own, happened on this date 75 years ago today. The military of the United States is desegregated. His military advisors said, President Truman, this is a bad idea. Segregation of the armed forces works. This is keep the troops separate by color. Harry said, no. Ain't gonna do it. And 53 years ago today, native son James Marshall Hendricks plays his final concert in his hometown of Seattle at Six Stadium in the Rainier Valley. Jimi Hendrix plays a concert in Seattle. He would never play another concert again in his hometown, July 26th, 1970. And we do birthdays. At 34 minutes after the hour, I love Lucy and she loves me. Vivian Vance, of course, Lucy's sidekick on I Love Lucy. Her character Ethel Mertz and her husband owned on the show the apartment building in Manhattan where Ricky and Lucy lived. Her television husband, William Frawley, was actually 22 years older than Vivian Vance. Now, if you watch the show, they have great chemistry together, great comedic timing. They were great together on screen, Vivian Vance and William Frawley. Off screen, they couldn't stand one another, just despised one another. Vivian Vance, for one thing, said, "I can't believe I'm playing the wife to a guy who's 22 years older than I am." That's what you call acting. Vivian Vance, born in the state in 1909. Another heavenly birthday, Stanley Kubrick. Cinematic genius, Spartacus, Dr. Strangelove, Lolita, The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Full Metal Jacket. It's all good. Never made a bad movie and made movies on his own terms. He moved to England in his early years so he wouldn't be beholden to Hollywood or the studio system. Stanley Kubrick, born in the state in 1928. We lost him a number of years ago. And 3 members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rock on, Darlene Love. Man, she can sing. She's good. She's really good. She could sing the phone book and I'd buy it. Darlene Love, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 82 years old today. Mick Jagger, 80 years old today. He is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. For many, he is the definitive frontman of a rock and roll group. And Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Dorothy Hamill is 67 years old today. Of course, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for winning the gold medal at the 1976 Innsbruck Olympics in figure skating. America's sweetheart. Still to come, Mike Magnotti's got an opinion, but don't turn off the channel. Mike's got some interesting thoughts that roll through his rather addled brain. Joel Norman will be joining me as well. And don't forget, it's Winning Wednesday. I got 10, not 9, not 11. I got 10 individual day passes to the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. It gets going on August 15th. It goes through the 19th. One winner is going to win 10 passes. You can use them for any day you want. You can split them up. You can give them away. You can do whatever you want to with them. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. 10 individual day passes to any day you want to go to the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake, August 15th through the 19th. Mike Magnotti is next, followed by Joel Norman. You're watching Wake Up in Anchi Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Whether you're just dipping your feet or plunging right in, boating with a Sylvan pontoon boat is the way to go at Bob File Boats and Motors. Sylvan pontoon boats offer performance, reliability, and stability to take you, your family, and friends to the water in style. Sylvan pontoon boats have a wide variety of styles and layouts to suit your needs. See the full line of Sylvan pontoon boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
Do you even remember to water the house plants? I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, you may be asking what this thing is here, okay? Well, what it is, because I keep punching it, it runs the teleprompter, okay? Now, I'm not the president. I'm not anybody else real important. They don't have the teleprompter set up so that it runs at the right speed for me. So I have to keep punching this button to make it stop and go. So if you're wondering what I'm doing with this, that's what I'm doing. And if you're thinking, boy, that McNaughty really isn't all that bright at all, well, you can join the club. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. Hey, that's my opinion.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here. I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
This summer, Abby's Legendary Pizza is helping stretch your hard-earned money. Our giant pizza is loaded with so many toppings that it usually feeds 4 to 6 people. Plus, join our e-club for special discounts for our favorite customers. At Abby's, we treat you like family. Abby's knows what our customers like, and it's not pear and arugula. That's why we're offering a special price on this pizza loaded with 2 of your favorite meat toppings, Canadian bacon and beef. And if you want, we'll add some delicious fresh summer tomatoes too. Order now at abbys.com.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
Every Wednesday, we visit with our good friend Joel Norman here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium when they're at home, and they are at home, getting towards the tail end of their longest home stretch, 12 games in 15 days. And, boy, the home cooking and crooked numbers add up to a pretty good baseball team right now.
Yeah, this is a really special group. They entered this week at 31-11, 20 games above 500, Dan. Just think about that. Incredible to be talking about that. The 31 victories already, the fourth most in an Apple Sox season in their 23-year history. This is a special team that's been off to work this year. And you mentioned the crooked innings and crooked games that the team has put up. 10 runs or more scored in 4 of the first 6 games of this homestand. These guys are swinging the bat, and they're really heating up late in the summer.
They took on Bellingham last night. Now, Bellingham already won the North Division first half, but they seem to have taken their foot off the gas because they've already clinched a playoff spot. It's
hard to say there. We don't know how many guys they've lost from where they were because we haven't seen them yet until this week. So we don't really quite know what guys are missing from that group or what has changed in that capacity. Even sometimes you see this in this league, and frankly, Dan, this is the beauty of the first half, second half playoff format. I always give the example of Yakima Valley last year. Last place in the first half, into the playoffs in the second half because of a huge surge. This split playoff format gives you that opportunity to kind of reset in the middle of the season and resume a playoff push.
Well, give us a quick playoff scenario as we sit right now. Again, Wenatchee has a 2-game lead in the second half north. Is that right?
Yeah, entering this week, they entered Tuesday night with that, right. And they're right there on the cusp of a playoff picture. Frankly, by the time we could be talking here in the next couple of days or so, they could have clinched a playoff spot as well. Now, their goal right now is to win the second half. They lost the first half they were a game back of the Bellingham Bells, but if Wenatchee can win the second half and have the best overall record in the North Division, they would have home field advantage for the entire postseason against North Division foes. And again, entering this week, Dan, the team had the top overall record in the West Coast League. If that holds true and Wenatchee advances far enough, we could also be seeing the West Coast League championship game played right here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium.
Kudos to the West Coast League's Player of the Week. They named a Pitcher of the Week and a Player of the Week. Player of the Week, Carson Oland. His brother plays for the team, too, I believe.
That's right.
Correct? Yeah. Boy, Carson's been lighting it up, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's entered this week on an 8-game hitting streak. Just really since the calendar flipped to July, he turned into a different player. Sometimes it takes these incoming freshmen at schools a few weeks to really get settled, but Carson has just been tearing the cover off the baseball. He had home runs in back-to-back games. You guys saw it last week on Monday against Bend, and then he did it the next night as well. And, boy, he's just looking so much more confident at the plate. And what's so fun about him, Dan, is that he's doing it as a switch hitter. He's hit both of his home runs on the left side. Looking forward to see if he can get one from the right, but he'll step up there and he'll hit the ball over the shortstop's head for an RBI knock too. And it's been so fun watching him grow over the course of the year. And boy, the Huskies are going to get a really good catcher when he joins them this fall.
Yeah, he's the pride of Maple Valley. I got to tell you that. Unfortunately, 3 top-flight Apple Sox players are done for the year. Our top pitcher with a 5-1 record and a sub-2 ERA. Shutting him down for the year. He's at his pitch count, and he has a career to think about.
Absolutely. Toby Har was with us from the get-go. We knew this was going to happen at some point, so the fact it's happening in late July, not really a surprise. Does it hurt? Absolutely. You'd love to have that guy going maybe for a postseason game, but I think the bright side is we've added some new guys in recent weeks, so we think are going to make a really big difference on this group as well. Trey Huff came on in relief on Sunday, tossed 2 huge innings in relief. It was a 3-2 game when he entered with runners at first and third. He retired 2 hitters and then tossed the scoreless next inning as well. And he's going to be a great option down the stretch who might get worked up to potentially be used in a starting role. Griffin Allen, same case goes for him. Joined the team at the beginning of July and has only been used in relief so far, but we're thinking he might get worked up to that starting role as well. So I think when some guys go, it does create a great opportunity for others. And while fans may not know these other options yet, they're going to get to know them here really soon.
And also, we lose Mason Strong and his .337 batting average, and Josh Williams, who's had 5 home runs this year. Again, same kind of deal. These guys need a little break from baseball, and we certainly understand that.
No doubt about that. And sometimes, depending on the schools they're heading to as well, they start a little bit earlier than some of the West Coast schools do. So that's definitely the case with Mason Strong with going to Oklahoma. But, what a great connection that was to form this year. I don't know if the Apple Sox had ever had a guy from Oklahoma before, and what a great first impression. Just a kid who came to the day, always happy, always in a great mood, and obviously had a great bat to back it up as well. And, Dan, I love a catcher who can play behind the plate, but also can go out in the outfield and provide some depth there. And weirdly, that's been a speciality with the Mitch Darlington teams the last 2 years. So we'll miss him, but he's a great guy, and it's going to be so fun to watch what he can do with the Sooners.
Bellingham last night, Bellingham tonight, and then Edmonton, I believe, is in town over the weekend. Then that's it for the regular season at home. Then they have 6 away games. next week, I believe, in Bellingham and then in Kelowna. Mm-hmm. And Kelowna is one of the teams that's knocking on our door, right?
That's right. Entering this week, Kelowna was sitting in 4th place in the North Division in terms of overall record, as well as in the second half overall. So they were kind of they were up a little bit higher, and then the Apple Sox went on a 6-game win streak, and they've kind of moved ahead of everyone else in that capacity. But, Victoria is right on our tail. And I think that's the team that, for most of the season, once we knew Bellingham won the first half, we pretty much figured unless something crazy happens, it's going to be the Apple Sox and the Harbor Cats in the first round. The biggest question is going to be, where's that going to be? Will it be with 2 games in Wenatchee, 2 games in Victoria? The home field advantage certainly means a lot, especially for our Harbor Cats team, who entered this week 21-1 at home, including winning 3 against the Apple Sox. So, right now, I think in a sense we're expecting it to be Victoria, but not ruling out Kelowna. And we'll see them to wrap up the season, and that's going to be a huge series, probably for them to determine their playoff seeding, as well as if they're in or not.
And it also should be pointed out that the home cooking here, fans have a lot to do with that. Players pick up on that vibe. Perfect example, we were down 4-1, 5-1 a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Nobody panicked.
No.
Everybody stayed. The team said, well, we got this, and then they came back and won.
Oh, no doubt about that. No losses at home in July entering this week, too. I mean, how many times do you say that? 11 consecutive wins in home games in league play, tying a franchise record prior to last night. It's just such a great group to play at home and love playing in front of these fans. I think it was so fun when we got back from Edmonton, played in front of some packed houses there at the beginning of July, and came here for fireworks night, and it was just as packed here, and it kind of kept those emotions of the team going for that night. And the fans have been so great with their support of this team, and it makes it so much easier coming to the park each night when you're 20 games over 500 and you're knowing your crowd is right there behind you as well.
It's always fun to cheer on a winner, and this team is really, it's one of the best Apple Sox teams I've seen. I've been following the Apple Sox since year 2000.
Yeah.
I like what this team is made of.
Absolutely. Dan, I think that we talked about before, the depth of this group is unbelievable. And, again, entering this week, this was the 4th most wins in an Apple Sox single-season history. But I think what the standard for this team is, especially after last year, is that's not going to mean a whole lot unless there's another trophy added to the case down on Mission Street. So that's something we have to do. We have to try and find a way to do that. And under the current playoff format, it's harder than when the Apple Sox won any of their previous 5 West Coast League championships. It hasn't been done, of course, since 2012, but it's harder now. It's a 3-game division series, singular championship game, singular, division championship game, and then single league championship. So if this team can get that done, it's still a few weeks out, obviously, it would really go down as one of the most impressive years in team history.
Again, Bellingham last night, Bellingham tonight, Bellingham tomorrow, Edmonton in town for the weekend, then a 6-game road trip, and then it's playoff baseball, which is my 2 favorite words to put together.
It's so fun when it's in August, too.
Yeah.
We get started August 8th, and again, it all depends. If we win the second half North Division title, we'll be on the road for game number 1. Game 2 would be August 9th. Game 3, if necessary, also here would be August 10th. So if we do not win the second half title for the North Division, we're home for game number 1 on August 8th. So biggest thing is stay tuned to the standings with those. We'll update those a lot on our website as well. But it's going to be a fun push, Dan. I think everyone loves it when this time of year you're playing that playoff baseball mindset. There are teams in this league who aren't. There's teams who are kind of done. They already know, when the calendar hits August 6th, that's the end. Everyone's going to disperse and the season's over. We're hoping to be playing for another week after that, and we're hoping to bring a little hardware home as well.
And a friendly programming reminder, Friday night's game against Edmonton right here on the NCAA Live channel. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Baseball on TV is great. Baseball at the ballpark is better. For one thing, there's beer.
That's true.
We'll leave it at that.
Oh, and Dan, I'll say thank you to you guys for your coverage all year. Yeah. It's been so fun. I love whenever you guys come on out here, too, and hoping for a couple fun ones this week.
Storm and Joel Norman. By the way, they have these things at Walgreens called razors. You might look into that,
Thinking
Joel.
About it.
It's the latest rage, and you're watching the NCAA Live channel.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression.
down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare's flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Lean back and enjoy the summer savings at Boswell's. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. The more you spend, the more you can save instantly. So furnish an entire room with the most comfortable seating in the world and watch the savings add up. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Didn't do Winning Wednesday last week. I was on vacation. I didn't want to give Grant any more stuff he had to do while he was filling in for me. But we're back with Winning Wednesday, and if you're just joining us, Grant County Fair is coming up. Fairs are coming up. The Grant County Fair, the NCW Fair, the Chelan County Fair, the Fair, the FFA Ferris Fair at the fair, I'm told. The Grant County Fair is August 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th in Moses Lake. Huge fairgrounds, 190 acres of prime real estate out there. It's a good time had by all, and if you want to go on us for free, I have 10 individual day passes for any day you want to use them, and you can split them up. You can, take 4 aside and go one day, and then take 4 aside and go another day, and then take 2 aside and go for another day. This gets you in the gate. And one person's going to win 10, and you can do whatever you want to with them, and you can use them any day you want. To the Grant County Fair, and I've never read the back of these things. This ticket allows redemption of the item described on the ticket and will be scanned for authenticity. Do not make additional copies of this. You don't care about that stuff. 10 individual day passes for any day you want to go or multiple days. We don't care. You can do whatever you want to with them. To the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. That is an email address, and that is how you enter the contest. 1 entry per email address. You can't enter over and over and over again at the same email address. We keep track of these things. Employees of local telecommunications and the solely owned broadcasting are not eligible. Sorry, Patty. And if you do not enter the contest, you cannot win the contest. Send me your emails. And we got more of these to give away as we get closer and closer to the fair. Have some minutes. We thought we'd take one more tour around the valley with our Valley View cameras. I don't know if Uriah has switched the cameras up or not. That, of course, is obviously Buffalo, New York, which looks a lot like Wenatchee this morning. I'm sorry, folks. I'm a little punky. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Camera 2. Waterville camera, looking down over the mighty Columbia River. Now that's a spectacular view. You can see all the way down to the Wenatchee Valley, all the way up to the Clockham and Mission Ridge and the mighty Columbia from our Waterville camera. We flip that baby around 180 degrees and you can see Waterville. You can see the Aniat. That's beautiful. Gorgeous view there from our Waterville camera. Camera 3 is a view of Las Vegas. Is that Las Vegas? Nope, I'm sorry, it's Lake Chelan. Lake Chelan on the south shore, looking out over to the north shore in Manson. I think that's the Bear Mountain camera. That's what we call it anyway. We have to give the cameras names. Basically, it's the general geographic area of where the tower and the camera is located. Originally, we gave them names, Bob and Jerry and Alan and Bob. And it just didn't work out. Camera 4. Monitor chimes in. Pluots in the stores. Haven't bought any yet. Peaches, apricots are about done. Cherries, pears. Oh, Cal's looking forward to some pears. I bet you our good buddy Cal Fitzsimmons. Look at the vibrant orchards just sitting there and growing fruit. We like that. And the weather looks really nice if you want to go outside and enjoy, but it's going to get warmer. Today, tomorrow, Friday, not bad at all. Saturday, getting a little warm. Sunday, borderline hot. It's going to be a gradual warming trend, but for the next couple of days, actually, our high temperature is going to be a little bit below normal after a high of 79 yesterday. So going to be beautiful weather if you like it sunny and mild and warm, but not hot, because here is what Mother Nature has in store for us. 84 today after a high of 79 yesterday. 59 for the overnight low tonight. Nice light wind, no clouds. Beautiful, gorgeous late July weather. Start warming up a little bit on Thursday with a high of 87. And then one more degree on the ladder on Friday, up to 88 degrees. Then into the lower 90s we go. And for a lot of people, that starts getting a little on the hot side. We'll be in the lower 90s on Sunday, and then a dome of high pressure, which is working its way up from the desert southwest, has been baking down there, as you well know, in Phoenix and Scottsdale and Las Vegas and Death Valley. That's going to work its way up to us, and it's going to sit around for a long time. Going to be sunny and hot by the time we get to Tuesday. And that's it for us. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.